I love our wizardry that we do with our productions crew back in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Great bunch of guys. I, they they keep coming up with the coolest stuff. I want to show you guys this one too before we get into the show. This one, I was debating which one to show everyone at the intro of the show, but I really want to show everybody this. Watch this. This is what amateur sports TV, we're growing across across the world. But this one here is one of my this is my second favorite. I like this. Watch this. See, I like that one too. But the one I played you when you first joined me, I like that one too. So I think those two are my favorite, to be quite honest with you. Andrew Greenall here, your host of Ontario Sports Show. As you can see here, just above me, they haven't changed the wording yet, but they are, because we're growing. It is so amazing to see what we're able to accomplish over the last 8.5, 9 months that I've been working with this company to see where we've come to now. In a few weeks, I'll actually be coming to you and talking to you about all sports across Ontario and being able to fill you in on the weekly, the daily, the updates of what's going around. And one of the things right now that's troubling Ontario is we've gone back into a lockdown. And unfortunately, our premier has said that this is a good idea and help curve COVID. And I'm sick of talking about COVID, and I'm sure you are as our viewers as well. But in order to keep the pandemic down, they put us into a lockdown. So I'm very happy today to talk to two young up-and-comers that I'm pretty sure we're going to see. One is Olivia, great young lady, great woman, actually, great woman, figure skater. And her trials and tribulations throughout, not just last year, but the year before with COVID, unbelievable to just be able to go onto the ice and practice her skill. And it's a sport, figure skating. I can hardly wait to talk to her. And then later on in the show, we're going to talk to Nicolas, this young up-and-comer goalie. I think is going to be one that we're going to need to watch coming into the future. Great young man, spoken with his parents a few times already before the show, and this kid's well-spoken, and it should be interesting to talk to him. Now, the one thing that I'm a little confused about is you'll see when he joins the show, he has a Carey Price thing behind him. Now, I'm not saying that Carey Price isn't the best goalie, but I want to find out why he chose him as his idol. So we're going to talk to him about that. So please, everyone, welcome to the Ontario Sports Show. Pleasure to have you here today. Let's sit down with our guests and see what they want to talk about and give us some information about their sports. Shall we? Miss Olivia, welcome to the show. You are awesome in every way imaginable, man. You are a figure skater. You are an older sister. I feel sorry for you. Well, being the older sister, I feel sorry for you. But Olivia, please, welcome to the show. I hope you have your a water bottle of such. I have my soda stream with me today when we are having grape juice today. I like it. It's kind of cool. Olivia, tell us about your sport, figure skating. Let's start with when you started figure skating and how it all evolved. That you, the young woman that you are going to be an up-and-comer in figure skating. Please.
Well, I started discovering my passion when my mom took me to where she skated when she was little. I watched the carnival, and I kind of just fell in love with the sport. And I asked my mom if I could try it when I was about 7 years old. And from there, I just kind of started blooming.
Cool. So from 7 years old, and we're not going to tell everybody your age now because there's going to be some boys knocking on your door because now you're going to be famous. coming on my show. You'll see it happens to everyone. Everyone that comes on my show is famous now. Not me though. I'm just the host. I'm just the guy with the pretty face that asks all the cool questions. So, 7 years old, Olivia, you found this passion for figure skating. Was it just the beauty that it takes to like? I've watched figure skating. I must admit, please forgive me, Olivia. I'm not a number one fan of figure skating, but it helps a lot with balance, does it not, Olivia?
Yeah, actually, it also helps with some of your flexibility too.
I'm not flexible at all, Olivia. I'm not. And our next guest, Nicolas, I'm assuming he'd be flexible because he's a goalie, and I know that your brother is a goalie, so I'm assuming he's flexible.
Oh yeah, you can go right into the splits.
Oh, ow, no, can't do that. So, 7 years old. What intrigued you? What did you find? What was the beauty in it that you saw that you were like, I want to do this? What was it?
Well, when I watched the ice show, there was a bunch of characters familiar that I knew, but when I saw some people do this, like they're called step outs, they showed a showcase of their skills. I really thought that it looked very beautiful, and I wanted to try it. I always thought like doing cool tricks on the ice would be pretty cool.
What's the coolest trick you can do on the ice?
Probably an axle.
And what is an axle?
You have to start jumping on one leg, rotate 1.5 rotations, and land on one leg again.
And you can do this.
Yeah.
Can someone as old and as round as I do this? Or would I fall on my noggin?
It depends, to be quite honest.
Can your mom do this?
Well, yeah, she can.
Quit looking at your mom. I know she's behind the camera. Don't look at her. Just say it. They no, mom will fall on her butt. It's okay. No one will.
She probably would fall, but she'd probably start laughing too.
Your mom is crazy to have you and your brother raising you both. Poor woman. A hockey player and a figure skater. I feel sorry for her. Olivia, we have had your brother on before, and I asked him who the better sibling is. So let's ask you, who's the better sibling, you or your brother?
Obviously me.
Oh, okay.
I was here first, so
you were here first. So it's you, right? Okay. Well, that's not what he said. Just so you know, he said he was better. Olivia, so we know your favorite trick on the ice, which is the double axel spinny thingy where you hopefully land on one leg. What's some of the other cool things that you do as a figure skater? Like what can you do a backflip like Kurt Browning? Do you even know who Kurt Browning is?
Of course I do.
Okay, good. So can
you
do that?
Meet him.
What? Well, you got to meet my idol, Kurt Browning? I like him.
We have a carnival each year for my skating club, and we usually get a guest skater. We've had Katelyn Osmond here before, too.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, then let's lead with this. Who is your favorite skater? Who's the one you look up to the most? Say Kurt. Say Kurt. Who is it?
Katelyn Osmond.
Oh, you didn't say Kurt.
I like Kurt, too, but I could never do a backflip on the ice.
You could never. Don't say you could never. You can try, Olivia.
I could. Probably wouldn't end well, though.
Well, the one thing that I think that we can all agree, you figure skaters, you don't like. Let's talk about this for a sec. You guys only wear a Leo. That's it. No helmet, no elbow pads, no shin pads, no chest protector, no nothing. Like you guys are crazy, Olivia.
Well, the bruises are there. You just don't really see them.
Oh.
A lot of people think it's all like fine. You're all fine because it doesn't look like it hurts, but when you hit the same spot over and over, it starts to hurt.
So I'm thinking that you would probably land on your bum a few times. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do they teach you guys, and I say guys because there's guys and girls that are figure skaters, and some hockey players do figure skating as well. How many times have you fallen and where have you landed the most? Like, does it hurt?
Well, I usually fall on my hip or my tailbone, around that area. But sometimes I fall like flat on my back. It's kind of dangerous.
Ooh. Ooh. I can feel it now. Falling on your back. Olivia, no. Have you ever got a concussion?
Almost, actually. I've had quite a few experiences of almost hitting my head. That ponytail, it saves me.
I thought figure skating was a safe sport, Olivia.
Well, if you don't want to progress like to the Olympics, and it could be, yeah, because you're doing it for fun, but if you want to get to those higher jumps, it costs.
So throughout our we're not allowed to say the C word on my show. The C word is COVID. Don't say that word. During that time, how many times were you able to get on the ice, and what did practice look like for you young ladies and young men out there?
Well, for my practice, we only had this thing called Synchro open at the time. It's like a team sport of skating all together. You get to do a bunch of cool skills and stuff, but we had one practice a week, sometimes two, and we'd have to wear masks and we have to stay 6 feet apart from each other at all times, even though in the sport it's basically all holding on. So it's a lot of no holding elements.
So wait a minute, you've just admitted that there's a bunch of other crazy young girls and boys that all hold hands skating around on a slippery surface, and you guys do tricks. Is that what you just said?
Well, there's a bunch of different arm holds, but yeah, basically.
You're crazy. So if one of you goes down, you guys are like dominoes. You all go tung 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 tung.
Yep.
And okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Olivia, are you crazy?
Probably, yeah.
And your mom allows you to skate on the ice. So let's add this up. How many people are usually in this team?
Well, the max is 16, the minimum is 8. I
16.
usually have about 13, 14 kids.
Excuse me here, Olivia. Let's do the math. 16. So each person has two skates, which is two sharp blades, metal objects that meet the ice. So we'll go 16 times 2. Now let's break out the calculator. 16 times 2. That's 32 pairs of metal blades. 32 blades on the ice. And you guys skate with no equipment on, and you fall on each other and get bruises.
Yeah, there's this one experience that someone has gotten hurt before, like a little more serious. But she got back right up and she started skating again shortly after.
Olivia, hang on one sec. Just one sec. One sec. Excuse me, Nicholas. I know you're backstage listening to this. Yeah. Nicholas, do you think she's crazy? She skates around with 32 blades around her head with no protection. Is that safe?
That's kind of crazy. Yeah. I go
Poor Nicholas.
rollerblading on my rink with my brother, and like he freaks out at me if I get a ball like 2 feet near him.
Wow.
Blades close to faces.
Okay, Nicholas, you go backstage again. Even he thinks you're crazy? Oh, my goodness. That's freaky. Okay, wow. Olivia, I got to take a commercial break because my heart is just going. Like, I don't know how I could do that. I'm kind of, that's freaky. Dude. Hey, Olivia, stay right there. Nick, I know you can hear me. You stay right there, buddy. We'll be right back, everyone, with more of Olivia, our young figure skater.
Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment.
Welcome back to the Ontario Sports Show. We're joined by the young and up-and-comer Olivia, who will be our figure skating national champion in, 10 more years, Olivia?
I'd say that.
About 10 more years? So Olivia, just before we went to commercial break, you gave me a heart attack by saying that you guys skate around, and you gave Nicolas a heart attack as well, that you skate around 32 sharp objects on synchronized skating. So what is more of your passion, Olivia? Do you like the team aspect, or do you like doing the individual competitions?
Well, to be quite honest, individual competitions are definitely scarier because you can't have anybody else hide up your mistake when you're doing footwork. So you could easily fall and everyone would be able to see it. And when you're having the team aspect of it, they could always just try and help you up. We actually had a girl who almost fell one time and we just picked her back up.
Hey, you, get up. Is that what you guys did, or did you all help her?
We said, "You're not going down. No, we need this medal."
What could you explain to our viewers what type of training you guys go through? So step by step. So I'm assuming now that you're a much older young woman, you guys are able to do more tricks and more, flurry stuffies and like twirlies and everything. I don't know what anything's called. And when you're younger, I'm just guessing you start with kind of learning to glide. Could you maybe tell our viewers how it all starts with the figure skating, Olivia? I know you're not a professional yet, but I know you will be. So in your opinion, maybe just share with our viewers what steps it takes to get to where you are now, being the young woman that you are.
Well, I started in a program called Skate. Basically, you just put on your little skates and your snow pants and you start pushing with one leg, then slowly you start moving to the other one. I used to have this one Hulk leg I used to use. This one time. I would never push with the other one. So I looked a little weird, but and that's when you slowly start learning more skills, like basic cross cuts. So one foot in front of the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start trying to put it all together.
And how, like, Olivia, do you remember how long that took you to manage to put all that together with being able to, like, the push and the glide, and do you recall how long that took you to do cool things like that?
Well, you can complete the whole program. It only took me about like a year, but it didn't take me very long because I caught on right away. Because I was older when I started, I had a little more balance. See, like we have a lot of younger students in that program.
Mm-hmm. So what are you able to do now? Like, so you said you don't want to try a backflip, but I know you don't lie. Don't look at your mom. Mom, I'm going to do it. What's like you idolize some of these other figure skater, older women that are out there. What's one trick that they can do that you really want to do, or you really want to try to accomplish?
I want to do a triple axel.
And can you tell our viewers what the triple axel is? Because I don't know what that is.
It's basically like how I explained the axle, but like 3 rotations. 3.5, yeah.
3.
You have
so like 3 of these. 1,
Yep.
2, 3. I don't know about you, Olivia, but there's like 9 of you now in front of me all spinning still. You have to do that in the air?
Yeah, while holding a tight position. Because if it's not a tight position, you're going to fall out of it.
You're crazy, Olivia. I can't do that. I'm still dizzy from that. And I'm old. I'm going to fall over now. Somebody else is going to have to host the show. Wow. So, do you practice these things do you ever get dizzy? I'm still dizzy.
Well, you get dizzy at first, but then you just kind of like you just got to deal with it. Like if you're spinning in the middle of a program and you're dizzy, you kind of just got to skate.
You just have to try to push through it
Yeah,
and
and if
just
you run into
just like
boards,
go.
just act cool.
Act cool. I can be cool. I can do it.
So yeah.
Yeah. Olivia, so we've kind of gone over the basics. You guys start skating when you're young. You do a push and a glide style system, and then you start doing twirlies, thingies in the air, and like ta-da! What's your favorite part of working with the team? Is it just getting to hang out with the other girls and boys, or actually, let's ask this question: are you on a team with all girls, or are there some young men that are on that team as well?
Well, I am on a team with all girls because we only have a couple male skaters that I know of,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think they've really discovered the world of synchronized skating yet. But I'm sure if they did, they totally want to join it.
Well, that's because you girls are probably cool, and it'd be fun to hang out with all of you girls. I'm just saying. So, if there's any young men out there today, Olivia, what would you tell them?
Um, okay. So people might say that it's a girl thing, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's a sport that everyone can enjoy because it's not gender specific at all. It's like if saying a girl can't play hockey,
I was waiting
basically.
for you to finish that off. You were going on a good route. Keep going. You sound like a politician. Keep going.
Sports are for everybody, and everybody should enjoy them, no matter what they say. Like a guy can be a cheerleader because they can do what they want, and I don't know. It's just like everyone can do what they want. There's no gender specific to sports.
You're awesome, Olivia. I like you. You're a good kid. Um, can you apologize to your parents, Olivia? They sent me some cool pictures, but I can't get them to show up. I'm trying. Well, we went to commercial. I tried to get these up there so people could see, and your mom was able to send me a video, but I can't get it over onto the show to show everybody. But what it looks like is it looks like you guys are either at a competition or practicing, and you guys are like kind of holding hands and you're woo all over the ice. Does that take a lot of trust and a lot of
It
practice?
it does take a lot of trust because if you don't trust somebody, then you kind of just gotta go with it. I remember skating next to a girl. We almost tripped on each other's blades because we just didn't know each other yet. But once you get those friends, you kind of just, you just go with it.
That's awesome. Olivia, do you mind if I bring in Nicholas and I talk to Nicholas for a bit and then I bring you both back on the show and we like wrap it up? Is that cool? Can I bring Nicholas up and then
Yeah,
you'll
of
go sit in the
course.
green room? Okay, buddy, you go sit in the green room. Nicholas, my man, how are you?
Good.
Good. So Nicholas, during my intro, I noticed that you have a Carey Price jersey there. Um, yeah, you know that he's not a real goalie, right? He's just like he's a robot. Did you know
No,
that?
he's a goalie.
No, he's a robot. I've met him.
I don't believe
Have
it.
you met him?
No, I've watched him.
You've watched him. Are they your favorite team?
Yeah.
They are. Nicholas, how long have you been a young goalie? Let's start with that. What age did you start playing net, young man?
I started playing goalie around like 6. I started out with so I didn't have any gear, so there's the old gear at the arena, so I used that
Mm-hmm.
for like a year. And then after that, I liked it. So then my parents bought me like actual gear, like good gear, and I just continue on from there.
Wow. And Nicholas, is it true that goalies are kind of weird?
They are, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like uh, I'll tell you something. Olivia has a younger brother. I think he's probably about your age. He's just as crazy as you. You goalies are weird. I can't believe you guys put on a helmet and some pads and you're like, all right, let's go, guys. Shoot the pucks at me. And you guys just stand there and take it. Like, I don't get it. Nicholas, who's your favorite hockey player that you look up to?
Carey Price.
It is Carey Price.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a camp of one of his? Have you ever seen him at a camp?
No, but I go to this camp, 360 goaltending.
Ooh.
And the guy comes from all the way out west in BC.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a camp in BC and a camp in Ontario. And the camp in BC during it's a summer camp, and Carey Price was there. And I was about to go, but then we decided not to.
Oh, that's a bummer.
We didn't know that he was going to be there. It's kind of like a type of surprise type of thing.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret. Mr. Price is always in Kelowna in the spring and summer, but I never told you that. The same. That's where I see him all the time. He's a great man, very great. You can walk right up to him and talk to him about how his kids are doing, and he's a great guy. Great guy. Nicholas, let's talk about what division you play in, young man, because you are quite an accomplished young goalie. So tell our viewers what group, you tell them. I don't want to tell them. You tell us where you play.
So I played in a small town of 1,400 people in Smooth Rock Falls, Ontario. Mm-hmm. And I play a Pee Wee rep.
Mm-hmm.
And not last December, the December before, I went to a tryout for a AAA spring team.
Mm-hmm.
I made it, and we were supposed to go to a tournament in Toronto and in Chicago, but obviously because of COVID, you can go.
That's a bummer, eh?
Yeah.
That C word. By the way, we're not allowed to say the C word on my show. You owe me $2. You said it. I'm writing it down. Nicholas owes me $2 for saying the C word. There we go. I'll send you the bill in the mail, buddy. Okay. Have you been able to get much ice, big guy? Have you been out there getting some pucks shot at your head?
Yeah, actually, the rink is open every Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Now there's no more ice. They took it out. But we didn't play any games. It was practice Tuesday and Thursday with the team. And we, my stepdad rented the ice Wednesday, and we'd go train there. Mm-hmm. And Saturdays and Sundays, I would go on the synthetic ice, and the rest would be hand-eye, working out, plyos, and all that.
Are you looking forward to some spring hockey this season, big guy?
Yes, we were supposed to go to a team. There's in the camp there's a guy he knows, the guy that he knows, another guy, and he said he's supposed to make one. Mm-hmm. But it's not confirmed yet.
Well, I hope you get to hit the ice this spring, man, because it's so much fun going to tournaments. What's one of the favorite or your most favorite tournament you've ever been to?
My most favorite tournament was the NOHAs in North Bay.
North Bay. That would have been 2 to 3 years ago for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty big tournament. That is a big tournament, if I remember correctly. It brings in a lot of teams from Manitoba, in Quebec, and good tournament to go to. So, have you always been a goalie?
No, actually, I remember that I think I started playing as a player at 4, and none of my friends knew how to skate, and I was there just shooting pucks in the net, so couldn't get it up, but just shooting them, and that was my practice for a month or so.
Oh, and cool.
Then, yeah. And my excuse when I was a little kid to go goalie, because I didn't want to skate as much. And I realized that you skate a lot, and it's also 10 times funner.
You skate more as a goalie, don't you, big guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to be in better shape than all those other guys. Nicholas, we got to take a commercial break, buddy, so hang in there, okay? We'll be right back. Everybody grab a glass of water, and we'll be right back with some more Nick. Bye for now.
Why go solar? Solar is better than ever. our revolutionary design and inverter equipment with the latest in solar panel technology for the ultimate in-home and business security. That's right, I said security. Grid security and security of your home are linked. Fortify your future today with a battery backup system. No maintenance, quiet running. Did you know in Manitoba, grid-connected, off-grid, and battery backup systems are 100% right off in the year you purchase for any company or farm? Do you want to back up your internet, keep your tills running, and the lights on? We can install a system that is right for you with battery backup fully capable of taking on all those essential loads and keeping you running. When you call our experts at Evolve Green, ask about getting your free energy audit today. Call or email today to find out what system works best for you. 1-866-5EVOLVE or support@evolvegreen.ca.
Big Systems Beauty College is a little bit unique in respect to the way we teach our program. We don't do so much structure and learning and block teaching. Everybody can move along at the pace that suits them.
Well, it's a combination of being both independent and dependent, which I like because you have a little bit of both, and it makes it fun because you can go on your own and create new styles and whatnot. And yeah.
Welcome back to the Ontario Sports Show, everyone. Nicolas is joining us, an up-and-comer goalie whose idol is Carey Price. And just for our viewers that are watching that are maybe scratching their head going, why are we sharing Manitoba commercials? The Ontario Sports Show is fairly new, and we are currently recruiting and looking for advertisers. So if you're interested, please hit up our website at astvproductions.com. And you too can see how you can advertise on any one of our shows that are out there. Nicolas, thanks again so much, buddy, for joining us today. Greatly appreciate it, man. I know you're a busy young lad and you like being outside and hanging with friends. So totally in love with Mr. Price, guy you look up to. Do you know of any other goalies that are like Mr. Price? Like who do you think is your second most favorite goalie?
Marc-Andre Fleury, for sure, yeah.
Look at you, looking at two French guys. Interesting. Yet you live in Ontario.
Yeah.
I would have said Hextall. I like Mr. Hextall. Do you know who that is?
A little, I'm not too familiar. Like, I seen clips of him, but it's not like an idol. No.
Who's your favorite hockey team?
Montreal.
Oh, Nicolas. And your stepdad lets you stay in that house? Who's his favorite team?
Buffalo.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, go up to him and say congratulations on, kind of winning a few games. They're not doing that well this year.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're.
They tied the record for the longest losing streak in NHL history.
Dude, that's correct. They're not doing good. Nicolas, what's your favorite brand of goalie equipment and why?
Warrior. Like I have Warrior pads, blocker, trapper, pants, chest protector. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warrior make a pretty good product, eh? Do you like the way that it doesn't really rebound off of the blocker? It kind of drops, right? It does.
Yeah.
They're built pretty good. I like watching the Warrior product on young players that are growing. it's great to see how you guys are able to learn to absorb the shot. That's cool. Nicolas, if and when you make it to the NHL, what team do you hope to play for?
Pardon?
If and when you make it to the NHL, which team do you hope to play for?
Montreal. Yes and no. Yes, because it's my favorite team, but no, because if they get the first overall pick, that also means that they weren't doing that good in the season.
I'm not going to argue with you there, bud. That's funny. Good. Nicolas, throughout your young playing career, who would you say was your favorite coach so far to date? Is it one of the coaches at 360? Those guys are awesome at 360, by the way.
Well, yeah, that's my favorite coach, but as a team coach, it's my stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's also kind of my only coach that I ever had. It's a small community, and there's also my two assistant coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Has your stepdad played high caliber hockey?
Yeah, you probably don't know, but he played what the team's called in campus skating. He played for the Flyers. That's a midget AAA team.
Oh, wow.
And that's as far as he ever went. He quit after that.
But hey, it's still an accomplishment, right? Even if you don't make the NHL, you can still be an influence on younger players that are out there and lead by example like your stepfather. That's so cool that he's able to take the time to coach you, buddy. That's awesome having him on the ice with you. Does he give you a hard time?
Sometimes when I don't get something, and it repeats. Sometimes, yeah, but most of the time it's pretty good, yeah.
That's awesome, buddy. Nicolas, a lot of stereotypes are going around you. I'm not saying that you're short, but a lot of scouts look at it going, these guys are short. What would you tell a scout right now if they were watching you to tell them that you're going to rock it no matter how tall you are?
Yeah, I'm going to rock it. And also, my stepdad took a goalie coach course.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching it with him, and they said, I was like Hockey Canada, and they said, so a guy asked the question. The question was, does it matter the height? And he said, as long as your glove can reach the crossbar. No, it does not. Thank God my head's at least over the crossbar, but yeah. So I think size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter, buddy. I'll tell you that as a scout myself, I can tell you that size doesn't matter in the net. People think it does, but I think it's your reactions that drive somebody to want to watch you, and just how you shake it off if the goal goes in, or how you help your teammate being like that last guy back, and you're really a defenseman as well, not just a goalie. Quick question for you before I bring Olivia back in. What sport do you think's better, figure skating or hockey?
Hockey.
Hockey? Okay. We're going to bring Olivia back now, and we're going to see what she thinks about that. Let's bring her back in. Miss Olivia, young lady, thanks for standing by with us. We really appreciate it. Olivia, what's the better sport, figure skating or hockey?
I don't want to be that one person who always says my sport's better, so I'm just gonna say they have different difficult aspects of them.
Yeah. So Olivia, do you think that you could teach Nicolas anything as a figure skater?
Oh yeah, probably. A lot of edge work could come in handy.
Mm-hmm. Nicolas, what do you think you could teach Olivia about your sport?
C-cuts.
Sorry?
C-cuts.
C-cuts. You know, figure skaters do C-cuts.
I didn't
So
know that.
I think you could teach her how to save a puck. I don't think she could save a puck. She's a figure skater. I think she would duck.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, see. You should teach her how to stand there and take it. Boom. Take it in the head a few times with those pucks. And both of you are very are very awesome young people, and I really wish you both all the best in your sport. And I really appreciate appreciate you both taking the time out of your busy days to join us today and talk to us about your sport and why you like it so much. Did you guys know that figure skaters and hockey players are almost the same? Did you guys know that?
Some parts, yes. Some parts I find they're completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
In some parts they are. You're right. But a lot of NHLers do go and take figure skating because it helps with their edge work, it helps with their balance, and it also helps strengthen the leg muscles in them. And a lot of them practice. It's really weird watching a hockey guy do a twirl in the air and then they land. Nicholas, thank you for joining us today. Olivia, thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I really appreciate both of you coming on the show. Both of you don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Be right back with both of you. Everyone, thanks so much for joining us on the Ontario Sports Show. If you're interested in coming on the show, please shoot us an email or shoot us a text. We'd be more than happy to showcase your sport and talk to you about what it takes to do and join your sport. So thanks again so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We hope you've all had a great day today. And take care. Bye for now.